Hi there. Saturday is International Pinotage Day, so in recognition of that, I thought that the best wine to try would be probably the classic producer of Pinotage, Kanonkop. This is their 2018 Estate Pinotage. Pinotage is probably a bit of what in the UK you call a Marmite variety. You either love it or you hate it. It's a grape variety it's a crossing between Carignan, the bulk southern French variety that can actually produce some fantastic wines of its old vines and low cropped, and Pinot Noir, the elegant red wine of Burgundy. It was crossed in 1925 by somebody called Abraham Itzhak Perold, who was the first professor of oenology at Stellenbosch University in South Africa, and he actually forgot about it, and it was quite fortunate that the few seedlings that he planted were rescued from his house when he moved out of it by one of his students who knew what it was. And so it wasn't until 1941 that the first Pinotage was actually planted, and Kanonkop were one of the first people to plant Pinotage. That was in 1941. The oldest vines in this are from 65 years old, so they're not those first vines, but they're low-yielding bush vines in a warm environment in the Stellenbosch area, and they've given this, really quite intense wine. Just looking at the colour there, it's a deep purple rimmed red. It's quite opaque. Now, with Pinotage, one of the things that it can happen with the classic style of Pinotage is it's quite acetic in its aromas, and this actually does smell quite volatile. It smells spicy, it smells smoky. There's a slight smoky bacon note to it, but then there's a really lovely deep fruit from those old vines and the concentrated fruit. And the wine's been aged for, I think it was about 18 months in mostly new small French oak. So it's picked up quite a vanilla-y touch, which is blended with the lovely ripe fruit there. So there's mulberry, there's damson, there's bramble, there's loganberry notes in there. And it's a very intense flavour, and underlying all that, a lovely vanilla tail to the aromas. On the palate, there is a drying, slight acetate note, but the fruit bursts out from behind it. It's lovely berries. There's a soft acidity. You don't really detect the hotness of, I think this is 14.5% alcohol, so it's quite a beefy wine, but it's got sufficient tannic structure. The tannins aren't particularly astringent, but they're giving the wine weight. As I say, acidity doesn't stand out, but it's got lovely length. The flavours are developing and opening. First of all, you've got a slight meatiness, and then it's clean berry fruit again, deep plums, damson, touches of bramble, more loganberry than blackberry actually. Lovely long flavour, and again, actually the oak very well in there. It doesn't stand out, and there's just a vanilla-ness on the finish. So really quite classic Pinotage, but with enough lovely fruit to force its way over the variety's natural volatility. I'm really enjoying this, so I hope everybody else enjoys Pinotage Day. Thanks for listening. Bye.